While she's doing that, hello Kian, can you hear me? Kian.
Khánh nhá, camera vẫn chưa chữa được hả con? Kiên ơi, Kiên bật camera lên con ơi.
Can't hear you, Kian.
Xem cái mạng ở chỗ nhà mình như thế nào không? Tức là cứ mà cái kéo dài thế này thì học nó có vẻ không ổn lắm. Con ngồi cái chỗ nào cho nó cái sóng nó khỏe hơn thôi.
No, I still can't hear you, Kian. So I can see you, Kian. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Welcome, Kian. Now I can hear you. That's great. Thank you. Hello, Tone.
All right.
How are you?
I'm a little sleepy.
Right. Everyone's sleepy this afternoon. All right. Hopefully it can help wake you up. Knock. What can I see there?
I'm here.
I can see you. Okay, I can see the top of your head, a little bit like Paula. All right. Okay, we'll get started, everyone. Thank you for coming to class. So just the 8 of us this afternoon, only 8 of us. I'll share the screen with you so I can show you what we're going to be doing today. All right. First of all, this afternoon, we're going to do a talk topic. Haven't done one of these for a while. So we're going to be talking about fame and why people chase fame. I read about this during the week, about how young people in many Western countries, young people want to be famous more than anything else. They want to be famous. So I'm going to ask you if that's the same for people in Vietnam, do you think? And I'll get you to talk to me a little bit about that. I've also got a prepositions test for you. Tell you a bit about that later on. And if we have time, we'll start on Ielts writing task 2. I'll give you some ideas about how to plan for writing task 2 and show you the sort of things that you have to do to be successful in that. So the first thing we're going to be doing is looking at this talk topic, why chase fame? And hang on just a moment. Okay, I'm just going to share something else with you here, and I'm going to get you to help read it to me. Okay. Why chase fame when there's joy in an ordinary life? This is the title of the article I read, which I'm now going to share with you. Nam. Hello, Nam.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hi, can you read for me the first couple of paragraphs, please?
Starting from wanting?
Correct, thank you.
Okay. Wanting to be famous is a big problem, especially among young people. A recent American study found that becoming famous was the most popular future goal among 10 to 12 years old. Other surveys have found that about 30% of American adults daydream about being famous. The rate is even higher among teenagers who desire fame so much more than money and power.
Good, and you might as well finish. Next sentence, please, Nam.
Instagram is full of people looking for recognition from complete strangers as a way of bringing meaning to their lives.
Okay, thank you. Good reading, Nam. That's great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Michael. Hello, Michael.
Yes.
Yes, is this the same in Vietnam, do you think?
I think it is the same in Vietnam.
Okay, so most young people, they want to become famous somehow.
Yeah, in many platforms they
Right.
do.
Okay, Paula.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, why do people want to become famous, do you think?
You know, they usually like to be recognized in public and make people love them like that.
Right.
Yeah, like admire them.
Okay. All right. Zung Ha. Hello, Zungha.
Yes, yes.
À, nhanh em.
Hello. Hi. What's wrong with wanting to be famous?
I think it's don't have much advantage because if you want people to recognize you just in public, it won't have any like positive advantage for you.
Okay.
It don't give you money or work or job like somehow.
Okay. It doesn't give you a
It
job or
doesn't
work.
give you
Doesn't. Yes, it doesn't. Good. That's good. Good thinking, Zungha. Okay. So I'm glad that you can think of some reasons, because what I want you to do now is I want you each just to take 2 or 3 minutes to prepare a short talk that you're going to give to me on these topics. Okay. Is this the same in Vietnam? We've already heard that it is. Why you think people want to become famous? What's wrong with wanting to become famous? Okay, we've already heard what some people have said about this. And what's the solution? Okay, what is the solution? Instead of becoming famous, as we've already heard, people want to become famous because they want recognition. Okay, but if you can't get recognition by being famous, not everyone can become famous. What's the solution to that? What else should other people or young people be looking at to try and get some meaning into their lives? So if you can just give me 1 or 2 solutions too, that would be great. So like I said, I'm going to give you 2 or 3 minutes to prepare for this. It doesn't have to be a 2-minute talk, by the way. Okay, I'm not going to time you for 2 minutes, but I do want you to be able to talk for around about a minute. And as always, remember, I want you to have a clean and tidy ending to your talk. All right, so I want you in your talk to address those 4 headings. Is this the same in Vietnam? Why do you think people want to be famous? What's wrong with being famous? And what's the solution? Instead of being famous, how can people get some satisfaction or meaning for their lives? Are there any questions about that? Okay, please start making your notes now. And as usual, what I will be listening for is how you are using English, okay? So I'm not so interested in your ideas, although I am actually interested in your ideas, but I'm more interested in hearing how you learn English. Okay, thank you. I'll come back to you in a couple of minutes. Okay, 1 more minute, everyone. 1 more minute. Okay, that's the end of the minute. Who's going to go first? Michael, are you ready?
Yeah, I am ready.
Great. Come earn, Michael. Thank you. All right. So whenever you're ready, please.
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay.
So do I start? So do I start now?
Yes, yes, yes. Whenever you're ready, just start.
Oh, okay. For the first question, is this the same in Vietnam? Yes, it is the same in Vietnam because people want famous. Actually, the people who want famous in Vietnam is way much more than in the outside. And why do people want to be famous? They want to be famous because they want recognition. And another simple reason is they want money. They want money for their stuff. They want money to buy their favorite things and much more. What's wrong with wanting to be famous? Well, if you ask me, the wrong thing to be famous is I don't actually know about this, but I think the wrong thing to be famous is because it costs too much time and it doesn't always success. And for the solution, maybe you can still be famous, but in a good way. Maybe do some volunteering or just basically work hard, study more. Overall, being famous isn't too bad, but you have to have enough knowledge, content, creativity to be a famous person. Thank you.
Okay. So first of all, great ending, Michael. Excellent ending. That was really good. Your last two sentences were the best of your whole talk. Okay. You got okay. So apart, interesting things you said. So I was interested in hearing your ideas. Just a couple of mistakes you made. You said want famous near the beginning of your talk, whereas you meant to say want fame, as in why do people want fame? You said want famous instead of want fame. So want fame, and just in that third part of it, you said the wrong thing to be famous. The wrong thing to be famous doesn't make sense, of course. So you meant to say what's wrong with being famous is what you meant to say. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
What's wrong with being famous?
I was a little bit harsh there.
Yeah, but that's okay, Michael. But because your ending, I don't know if the rest of you listening noticed this, but because Michael's ending was so good, you kind of forgot the mistakes that he'd made earlier, because his ending was so confident and so articulate, and the English was perfect. Okay, that can give a good impression when you finish, Michael. So thank you for that. Have you got any question for me about that? About what I've said? No, that's great. Thank you, Michael. Okay, next up is Paula. Hello, Paula.
Hello.
Okay, so please start whenever you're ready.
So yeah, plenty of people in Vietnam specifically and all over the world generally, they do really want to be famous. I think they just want to be recognized and earn people's recognitions and admiration. But the problem here is that instead of being recognized and acclaimed by their success, they rather do things that just make them notorious. And I think they just desire the feeling of being well known, no matter what or how. So the solution here, I think, is that they can do things and try their best to be acknowledged by their passion or becoming the motivation for other people.
Okay, that's the end.
Yeah, I haven't finished my ending yet.
Okay, that's all right, Paula. Don't
Sorry.
worry, because your ending wasn't too bad. All right, your ending wasn't too bad. All right, but that's why I asked you if you'd finished though, because it sounded a little bit like you had more to come that you hadn't quite finished. But you've just explained that, so thank you. The only mistake I heard you say, Paula, was you said they want recognitions. Okay, what should it be? Instead of saying they want recognitions,
They want to be recognized.
correct, or they want recognition. Okay, so no S on the end of recognitions. It's not a word, recognitions. Okay, it's either, like you say, want to be recognized or want recognition. Okay, but the rest of that was fine, Paula, and you had some good adjectives in there. Okay, so very fluent. Any questions for me, Paula?
No, thank you.
Okay, that's great. All right, Nam, please. You're next, Nam.
Okay, I'm here. So,
Whenever you're ready. Thank you, Nam.
okay. Like all people around the world, young people in Vietnam also want to be famous as well. The other perspective is the foreigners would like to be famous on other platforms such as Instagram or Facebook, but in Vietnam, they would rather to be famous now on TikTok, because it's a okay, so it's a platform that includes a short video of people dancing or singing something to attract viewers. So the main reason people want to be famous, I think, is they just want to be recognized in public, such as like when you go around shopping and people say, "Oh, this guy is from TikTok, on Facebook, on Instagram," and that makes them happy, I guess. And there's a career, or as there's a job for famous people. It's like KOL. That's the person who attracts and use the influence to the public and then make good things or make profit, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. And yeah, that's the I think that's two of the main reasons. And I don't see what's wrong of wanting to be famous. I think it's just too complicated, because when you're famous, you will be noticed 24/7. Every action, any moves, and any I forgot the word. Any action of yours that it's misbehave would be noticed and would be spread out on the internet immediately, and that's pretty bad, and it could badly affect your mental health, because you would start to get stressed and you will be nervous that your reputation would be damaged. Yeah, I think that is the main reason why people shouldn't be famous. And a solution for everyone is to, I think they should be aware of what is important, because well, being famous is not the really good thing, and I suggest people should focus on gaining knowledge and have a better career and improving their personal skills. And yeah, overall, I think people shouldn't be famous and focus on other things. Yeah.
Okay, have you finished?
Yeah, I have finished. I
Okay,
haven't come up with the last sentence.
that's all
So
right. Yeah,
it's
the
very awkward.
last sentence was a little bit awkward. You're correct.
Yeah.
Okay. To say, so you need a better last sentence. All right.
Yeah, that's
And
the-
yeah, and you know that, and I know you can do a better last sentence. So that's okay now.
I haven't
Okay,
come up with
you
the
know that.
last sentence, so I
Yeah.
have to make it up.
Right. No, that's fine. Okay. As long as you know what you need to do. That's great. Just a couple of mistakes. So that was, that was a good, long, fluent speech, Nam. So that's good. So you had lots of ideas. lots of ideas. Maybe slightly too many. Better to just
I just realized.
Yeah, it's better to concentrate on just having 2 or 3 good ideas.
Yeah.
Like your one about TikTok was very good. Okay, but you maybe just talked about that for a little bit too long.
Yeah, because I don't know if you knew about TikTok, so
Yeah,
after I said it, I realized that I gave too much information.
That's
about
right.
It.
Yeah. And even if someone you think doesn't know about it, just give one sentence. You know, TikTok is a platform where people sing and dance. Okay. That's probably all you need to say. You don't need to explain any more than that. And just a couple of small mistakes I heard you say. You said rather to be famous instead of saying they would rather be famous. So you don't need the to in there. All right.
Yeah.
And then you talked about any action misbehaves. Was what
I
she
forgot
said.
the word. That gesture.
Gesture.
I
What's
didn't
this?
remember the word. I didn't remember the word, so I cut it. So I choose action, but yeah,
That,
I got stuck there, so I just
that's
made
fine.
it up right.
That's
I got
fine.
in the spotlight.
Yeah, sure. That's fine. That's fine. So what you could have just said was talk about their misbehavior. Okay.
Yeah.
Misbehavior. That's all you needed. That's all you needed to say. A lot. Yeah, it's all right. Some of the mistakes you made, actually, if you just kept it a little bit simpler, is better. Okay, just think of the simple words.
Okay, because I just forgot the word like there, so I got panicked a little bit.
That's fine, and
And then I make a mistake.
And yeah, and it is fine to say that. Okay, now just say, oh,
Okay.
I've just forgotten the word for a moment. All right. And hopefully while you're saying that, maybe the word will come to you or a synonym will come to you, or you just go on. Just keep going. Okay. Don't let it, the important thing is not to let it put you off or make you more nervous. Just say, oh, I can't remember the word for that. Sorry. And then just go on with your next sentence or thought. Okay.
That didn't happen.
Yeah. All right. So that's all you
Okay.
need to do. That's all you need to do, because this happens to the best speakers. Okay. Sometimes they get so tied up with trying to express their idea, they forget what they're going to say next. And you can say that. It's okay to say that in an exam. It's okay to say that.
Okay.
All right. Because that is still fluent English, that you can say that. All right.
Okay.
All right. I'm sorry, I forgot the word I was going to say, or I can't remember that word right now. But anyway, and then you go on. All right.
Okay.
That
Okay.
still shows you are in control of your English. All right.
Okay.
So again, so don't let mistakes put you off. All right. Thank you, Nam. Thank you. All right. Zung Ha, please. Zung Ha.
Dương Hà
Hello.
nhanh.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, Zung Ha,
So,
whenever you're ready, please.
wanting to be famous is a big problem, not just in other country, also in Vietnam. People wanting to be famous just because they want recognition in public and want other people to admire them. And wanting to be famous is doesn't give positive advantage. Like if one get you a job or money, or like it won't get you jobs or money. And to solve this problem, I think we should have a talk and explain to them that it won't get any positive advantage for you, and how to get recognition, but include benefits, like it would get you money, or it one it would get you more money or have more like sorry, I will repeat the last sentence again.
I know you have someone there. It sounds like you have another child there with you, Sung Ha.
Yes, it's my brother. My
Okay.
parents are at home like now.
Right. Okay. I know it's a bit hard to concentrate. I understand that. Okay. When you've got somebody else talking as well. So have you got a last sentence for me, please, Sung Ha?
Yes. Okay. I will read it.
Yeah.
I will say.
Yes.
I will reset it again.
Sure.
So
Sure.
to solve this problem, I think we should have a conversation and explain to them how that being famous not won't get you a positive advantage, and that you must concentrate on other things too, like study or work for your life.
Okay. All right. That was good. So your ending was good. Just make sure when you finish your ending, okay, you go down with your tone. All right. You said to me with your life, okay, like it was a question. All right. Instead of saying to get some positive advantage for your life. Can you hear the difference, Sung Ha?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so make sure your tone, when you finish, you put your tone goes down, okay, on the last word, all right, not up. But the rest of your ending was good. Now, just a couple of quick English mistakes. I heard you talk about country when you meant to say countries at the beginning, okay? You talked about doesn't give positive advantage. What word is missing from that phrase, Sung Ha? Or what two words are missing from that phrase? You said doesn't give positive advantage. There are two words missing. Do you know what they are?
Doesn't give you any
Yes, that's
positive
one.
advantage.
Yes. Say that again. Say that again, Sung Ha, so I can hear you.
Doesn't give you any positive advantage.
Almost, or doesn't give you a positive advantage. Okay. You left those that you and the out when you said that the first time. All right. Doesn't give you a positive advantage. Okay, but you corrected the mistake, so that's great. And the other thing was, we get you job or money. All right, what is missing from that phrase? Or sorry, won't get you job or money.
Won't get you a job or money.
Correct. Good, Sung Ha. That's good. Okay, so again, just remember those little articles, all right? These and the ands, okay? Okay, Sung Ha?
Okay.
Okay, any other questions for me about that? But the rest of it was fine. The rest of it was good. Okay, thank you, Sung Ha. Okay, Hakan. Hakan, please.
Hà Khánh ơi.
Hello, Hakan. You're very faint. Sorry, so you'll have to speak up.
Can you speak
That's
again?
better. That's better. That sounds better.
Okay, so can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I
now?
can now. I can now, yes.
Okay, so yes, I will start.
Yes, please.
Okay,
Thank
in Vietnam,
thank you.
people want to be famous. The reason why they want to be famous is that maybe they want more people know about their lives or their talents, and also being famous can help them easier on getting money. Well, wanting to be famous is not wrong if you do good thing to be famous. Like on YouTube, there are many people using their talents, their skills to make a video. But there are some bad guys just want to re-up it and get the views for them. That is a really bad activity. So the solution here is that I think if you want to be famous, you should be famous in a very good way. Don't like stolen other people's videos or their money. And in short, being wanting to be famous is not bad, but I think focus on training my skills, studying is to have a normal life is better.
Okay, good ending, Hakan. Good ending and a good talk too. Okay, you had some good ideas and you explained them well and you didn't talk about them too long, which was good. So just a couple of little English mistakes with articles, Hakan. All right. So what is missing from this phrase, which you said to me? More people, they want more people know about their lives.
They want more people. Yeah, I don't know.
They want more people to know about their lives. Okay.
Okay.
They want more people to know about their lives. And here's another example. That is really bad activity. That is really bad activity. There's an article missing there. Do you know what it is?
That is a really bad.
Correct. Well done. That's good. That is a really bad activity. Okay, good. You corrected them. That's good. Okay. But that was good, Hakan. Okay, you had some good ideas too. I liked your ideas.
Okay.
All right, and you expressed them well, and you finished well too. I'm glad I heard you come down on your last word at the end of your last sentence. Have you any question for me, Hakan, about what I've said?
No, thank you
All
for
right.
helping me my mistake.
Oh, you're welcome. Okay, knock, please. Knock.
I'm here.
Okay, knock. Whenever you're ready. Thank you.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Okay, so actually this problem is existing in Vietnam, and I think the biggest reason why there are a lot of Vietnamese youngsters want to be famous because they just want to do something which is more special compared to their fellows. And you know, being influencers or TikTokers or YouTubers at a very early age can help them to gain a lot of money from the advertising contracts. And I would take an example. I know that there are some Vietnamese social phenomena who don't have any special abilities or talents, but they are still well known just because they always upload some silly videos on Facebook and YouTube every day in order to attract the viewers. And actually, I think some people, they always find ways to be famous, and even if they have to do some unprincipled behaviors or do the dirty with their opponents just because they want to be recognized by the public. And actually I have some solutions here, such as the parents and the teachers, they should try to confide in their children more and try to sympathize with their psychological issues and lead them to develop their sustainable values instead of chasing to be famous. And yeah, that's my opinions about this issue.
Okay, Knock. Knock, that was pretty good, actually, Knock. That was pretty good. You could have actually finished a sentence before you did. Okay?
Okay.
Actually, you didn't need, I know that you said at the end, that's my opinions about being famous, but almost you didn't need that. Okay? Even though that, I mean, that ending was fine, but also the sentence before was a good ending as well. All right. So Knock, one, I really like your ideas. Okay. You had some good ideas and you expressed them. Number two, you expressed them very well. Okay. You used some great vocabulary. All right. Just two mistakes that I heard, Knock. Okay. The first one, you said, I'll take an example. I'll take an example. All right. It's better to say, I'll give you an example.
Okay.
Okay, I'll give you an example. A native speaker wouldn't say, I'll take an example. A native speaker might say, to take an example.
Cái máy nhà con cái gì mà nó ồn thế hả Ngọc?
Okay,
Thế ạ? Con có thấy
kêu,
gì đâu.
kêu kinh dị, cứ mỗi lần con mở nó kêu quá. Và tao tắt nó đi vậy. Tắt mic đi, tắt mic đi.
Vâng ạ.
all right. So you either say, I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example, or to take an example. Not I'll take an example. I hope that makes sense. And the second one I heard was you said do unprincipled behaviors. That doesn't make sense. Some people do unprincipled behaviors. You would need to say something like, some people behave unprincipledly isn't really a good word. You would need to say some people behave badly. Okay, but the sentence do unprincipled behaviors doesn't make sense. But apart from that, Knock, the other sentences were really good. Okay, you did very well. All right, very fluent, very articulate. Any questions for me, Knock?
No, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Knock. Okay, two more people to go and then we'll have a short break. Okay, so Kian, please.
Yes.
All right, Kian, whenever you're ready. Thank you.
Okay. So this chasing fame problem is quite the same in Vietnam, and some of the reason people want to be famous, the desire to be seen, to be valued, like being recognized in public, and they want to be rich, to have an elite high status lifestyle. So in my point of view, it's not that wrong with wanting to be famous. Some people want to show their talent to the world. They are chasing the fame, chase fame with their poor talent and healthy content. In contrast, there are a lot of people blind chasing fame. They produce a lot of toxic content that make a bad influence on other young people, and they still make a lot of money of that. And some of them even risk their health for view and much more. The aftermath is young people see it and want to be rich just like them. So I think the solution to this problem is that people need to treat each other the same. Don't to overrated someone. Support the true talent and be aware of the toxic content. And the fact that we might not want to admit it to anyone, but deep down we feel that being famous is greatly appealing. And it's the same with me.
Okay, now that was a good ending, Kian. All right, again, a good ending. You related it to yourself, which is always good. All right, so thank you for sharing that with me. So some good ideas, Kian. I like the way also that you said in contrast. So for everyone listening, this is always a good phrase to use. Okay, it shows you are looking at questions from two sides. You are looking at maybe the positive side of something and the negative side of something. And as I think I've said before, looking at questions from two sides, positive and negative, is a good way to fill up time if you can't think of too many ideas how to fill your 2 minutes. So that was great, Kian. I like the way you used in contrast, and I like your ideas. Again, just a couple of little English mistakes. In fact, just one that I heard that I want to mention. You said that make a bad influence. That make a bad influence. The sentence isn't quite correct. It should be that have a bad influence. Okay, you can't really use the word make in that sentence. All right, so you say things that have a bad
Right.
influence, not
Yeah.
things that make a bad influence. That's just not good English, sorry. Okay, but otherwise, well done, Kian. Thank you. Okay, last one. Tone, please. Tone.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you, Tone, whenever you're ready. Thank you.
I think not just only American human beings mostly want to be become famous, and this is the same in Vietnam. There are many reasons for this. I can come up with some ideas that firstly, fame can bring easier access to people. Like when they are famous, they can feel more confident to widen their friendship, and they can meet more people. Some like some publisher and some famous will contact you to like to act with them in some movie or something like that, and you can literally can use fame for earning money. Some people like I think some people maybe want to get famous because of recognitions. Right? When it comes to the question, what's wrong with wanting to be famous? I don't think wanting to be famous is wrong. The wrong thing is that some people will do anything to become famous, and this is really a big problem. The only solution I can come up with is that they have to read more and they have to research a lot about this problem. After all, I think famous is not good and it's not bad. And I don't think anything. I don't have anything to talk about.
Okay, so you need an ending, Toad, all right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
you need one good sentence to end that. And if you can't think of anything, you can use the same, you can always use the same one that Nock did, I think. Just say, and in my opinion, okay, in my opinion, that's why being famous isn't all bad. Just something like that. Okay, just think of something like, in my opinion, and then just think of a phrase to finish, all right?
Okay.
As Nock did, all right, if you are stuck. All right.
Right.
So again, Tone, that was good. All right. Again, I heard some good thoughts in there, Tone, and you expressed most of them very well. So again, just a couple of little English mistakes. You said some people want to get famous. Okay, that doesn't quite make sense in English. You have to say some people want to become famous.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, instead of, so don't use get. They want to become famous. And you said at one stage you used the wrong form of the word. You said famous is not good or not bad.
Yeah, I like when I talk after I book it, I knew that wrong.
Okay, that's fine. As long as you know that it should be fame is not good or bad.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
good, Tone. But the rest of that was good. Okay, thank you, Tone. All right. Any question for me about that,
No.
what I've said?
No.
All right. Thank you. Okay, everyone. So you all did very well, actually, I thought, with your speech. So the mistakes I'm picking up are just small ones. All right, they're still important ones because if you, and I've said this before, leave out articles, okay, it instantly gives the impression that you're not that competent with your English. So please, articles are only tiny words, but they are very important. And they straight away, if you leave them out, give the impression that you are not as good at English as you should be. But most of what you said, in fact, a lot of that was very fluent and very good. So I think you're getting better. And again, just what I was saying at the end to Tone there, please make sure you have a good last sentence to finish that off, because that leaves an impression with the examiner that you are a very confident and competent English speaker. Whereas if you don't have a good last sentence, it leaves the opposite impression. So before we have a short break, I've just noted down here a few of my own thoughts, okay, about this subject. The reason why I did this topic with all of you is because you are young people, and as you said, young people all over the world want to become famous, and I personally think this is a little bit dangerous, okay? Fame is a little bit like a drug. It can make you feel very good if you get it, but if you don't get it, or you get too much, or you get the wrong sort of fame, can be very bad for you, very bad for your mental health, as a couple of you said. All right. So just to make sure you're still awake, Michael.
Yes.
Hello, Michael. Can you please read this first paragraph here? Why do people want to become famous?
Why do people want to become famous? Wanting to become famous is a symptom of a disconnected society, where many are tormented by fears of social exclusion and self-doubt. People think that fame and celebrity will give them assurance that they are somehow important or special or different from everyone else.
Okay, good reading, Michael. That's good. Are there any words there, Michael, that you're not familiar with, that you don't understand?
No, I understand it, or it's just
Good.
I read it a little bit slow.
I know, that's fine. Don't worry. Don't worry. I didn't say to read it. Reading slow is always better than reading fast. Okay. If you read fast, often you tend to trip over, like if you try to run too fast sometimes. Better to read slow. So that's fine. No problem with that. So my idea and is that being famous, you are concentrating just on yourself. You're not thinking of other people. And if we want to have a good society, we need to be thinking about other people. By other people, I don't just mean strangers, but even just your family, your relatives and your friends. I know in Vietnam, for example, is a more connected society than a lot of Western societies are, because often people in Vietnam live with their families all their lives. So you are more connected that way. But people, especially in the West, are becoming more disconnected. And fame is a symptom of that. It's about, I want to be famous to show that I am more special than anyone else. Okay, so I think that's, why that is why people want to become famous, of course, but that has, like I say, a drug that can have bad consequences. Okay. Paula, I know you've been waiting a long time. Hello, Paula. Hello,
Can
Paula.
you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Can you please read the second paragraph for me, please?
When fame comes, most people end up wanting more privacy. Famous people have higher rates of anxiety, depression, and divorce. The know of being famous but not achieving it, it can make people unhappy and feel worthless.
Okay. Do you agree with all of this, Paula?
I kind of, yes,
Okay.
fairly.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. That's fine. These are, well, actually, this second one is true. Actually, it's not just my opinion. Famous people do have higher rates of anxiety, depression, and divorce. Sometimes because the divorce, they marry someone else famous because they think it will make them more famous. So they're not getting married for the right reasons, for example. When fame comes, many people end up ironically wanting their privacy back. Okay, because they can't go out anywhere or do anything without people coming up and invading their privacy. And finally, dreaming of being famous, but not being famous can end up leaving you feeling unhappy. All right, so that is one of the problems with wanting to be famous. Thank you for reading for me, Paula. That was great. Okay, Nam, please. Nam.
From here.
Okay, can you
What's
please
this?
read this paragraph?
Okay. Some famous people do indeed live and die happily with their fame as well as their main source of meaning in life. But most of us, we need to find alternative sources of meaning. These sources will be different for different people, but here are some suggestions.
All right, and before we start on that, I'll just say this one here, you pronounce, in this sentence, you pronounce it live, okay?
Yeah.
Live, okay? Not live, all right?
Live,
One of those English words that you,
Yeah.
the
My fault.
pronunciation changes depending on the sentence, the
Yeah, that's my
context.
fault. Okay.
Okay, so can you just read the first one for me, please?
Okay. Do good things for other people. Outstream can be very rewarding.
Okay, so the word is altruism. Altruism. All
I
right.
didn't know how to spell that word.
All right. And altruism just means that what I said here in this first sentence. Altruism means doing good things for other people. An altruistic person is someone who does things for other people. Okay. And by the way, the language that I've used in my suggestions here is the sort of language that you guys who want to get a 7-8 in the Ielts test, you should be able to use as well, or at least you should be familiar with these words. Okay, Zung Ha. Zung Ha.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, can you read the next two for me, please? The next two suggestions.
Encourage yourself to have foster good relationship with other people. Be a good friend, family member. Courage. Look
Okay.
for joys in summer, the more spiritual aspect of life. For example, music, art, a natural walk, sunrise, sunset.
Okay, so Zung Ha, so this word here is colleague. Okay, colleague. I know it looks a bit like college, but it's got the extra letter in it. So it's colleague. A colleague is someone that you work with. All right. A colleague is someone you work with. Foster here. Foster means just this: encourage good relationships with other people. Foster good relationships with other people. Foster is a synonym for encourage something. And what I've just said here is you look for joy and happiness in more spiritual aspects of life, such as for those of you who like music, listening to music, for those of you who enjoy art or maybe painting or drawing, okay, you get enjoyment from that rather than looking for other people's recognition, okay, you get your recognition from inside yourself. Does that make sense, Sung Ha?
Yes.
Okay, so you get recognition from inside yourself from doing something that makes you happy, all right? Not just getting recognition from outside. Okay, and obviously things like watching the sunrise or the sunset, they can be very spiritually uplifting for you as well. Make you feel good watching some nature sometimes without not watching TikTok or Instagram. Okay, Hakan. Hello, Hakan.
Hello.
Hello, Hakan. Can you read the next one for me, please?
Belong to groups with like-minded individuals, people who share same interests and hobbies as you.
Okay, good reading. So this like-minded individuals just means people who are interested in the same things you are. People who are interested in the same things you are called like-minded. Like-minded is a synonym for that. Like-minded individuals. Okay, knock.
I'm here.
Okay, Knock, can you read the next one for me, please? Enjoy.
Enjoy having a well-organized and well-arranged life. Don't expect money, a big house, and expensive car to keep you happy.
Okay, good reading. Thank you, Knock. Now, I know you guys are still teenagers, but I'm sure you are already well aware of this, that having lots of money, a really big house, and expensive car doesn't always make you happy. Doesn't always make you happy. I'm sure you know that already. So some of the things you get from being famous don't always make you happy. Better to have a well-organized and well-arranged life with some of the things I've already suggested here. Kian.
Yes.
Okay, can you read this next sentence, please?
Whatever you do, try to do it well, but don't beat yourself up if you fail. Enjoy your journey.
Okay.
Olympic gold medal.
All right, and I've used the example of all the athletes who go to the Olympic Games. Only one person can win the gold medal in each event, but the other people, they can still enjoy taking part in the Olympics and still enjoy the training they've put into it for 2 or 3 years. If you go to the Olympic Games and you don't win the gold medal, does that mean that you should feel bad or a failure? I don't think so. I don't think so, because hopefully you have enjoyed the journey along the way to taking part in the Olympic Games. I hope that makes sense. Okay, and the last one before our break, Tone. Tone, please.
Yeah.
Okay, can you read this sentence, please, Tone?
Take pleasure in ordinary experience. For example, a delicious meal with a good friend, a cup of tea with a favorite relative.
Okay, thank you, Tone. So again, this means you don't need to look at outside people giving you recognition to feel good about yourself. You can feel good about yourself just doing ordinary things every day. So having a great meal with someone you really like, going and seeing one of your relatives, your grandmother or grandfather, and sharing a cup of tea and some stories with them can make you feel good. You don't need other people's approval to make you happy. So that's the one thought I want to leave you with after this exercise. All right. You don't need other people's approval to make you feel happy. It's great if you can get that approval, but really your approval should come from inside yourself. Okay. If it comes from inside yourself, then it doesn't matter what other people think. And funnily enough, a lot of people who become famous, they don't necessarily care too much what other people think. They just do what makes them happy. And then funnily enough, they become famous because other people, they make them happy too. All right, I've talked quite a bit, so I'm going to have a break. We're all going to have a 2-minute break, and then we're going to come back. All right, so remember, please stand up and stretch your legs and stretch your arms, and I'll see you shortly. Thank you. Water or something quick to eat. Okay, so I can see we're going to run out a little bit of time for this, but that doesn't matter. So, quick test. All right, this test is on prepositions. Now, I'm getting these tests, by the way, from a book about mistakes that people make in Ielts exams, common mistakes that people make, which are easily fixed. Okay, so these aren't mistakes about people using, not having the right vocabulary or not knowing enough words. This is just misusing the words that you already know. All right, so I have here 10 sentences. Please identify the correct preposition in each sentence for me. I'll give you just a minute to look through these. Shouldn't take you too long. Most of you, I hope, should get at least 9 out of 10 for this with the level of English you are at now. 8 or 9 out of 10. A couple of them are a little bit tricky. Okay, just another 30 seconds or so to look at these. So again, just like articles, if you get these wrong, okay, just leaves an impression that your English isn't so good. So they're only little words, but you want to make sure that you get them correct. Okay, let's start. We'll do them one by one and I'll go around all of you. So we'll start in reverse order this time. Tone. Hello, Tone.
Yeah.
Okay, number 1, please. Can you read the sentence and the correct preposition?
There has been a slight rise in the number of women employed.
That's correct, Tone. Okay, so that's number 1. There's been a slight rise in the number of women employed. Kian, number 2, please.
Expect there to be a fall by approximately 30% over the next decade.
Okay, I think it should be of in this case. Experts expect there to be a fall of approximately 30% over the next decade. This is one of the tricky ones. Okay, you can have by, but of is more correct. All right, of is more correct, and it's definitely not in. So of is the more correct of these 2 prepositions. Okay, knock. Number 3, please.
Okay. On demand TV has led you decline.
Hai cái nhạc học mạng chán quá. Không nghe được gì nữa.
Yes, it's breaking up, isn't it?
Có nghe điều
Okay, don't worry not. Don't worry. Okay. So I think I heard you say the
Oh.
correct one, which is in. Okay. On-demand TV has led to a decline in the number of people watching live TV. So in is the correct answer. Okay. Hakan. Number 4, Hakan.
I think increase by.
Yes, finish the sentence, please, Hakan.
Okay, we have seen an increase by only 0.5% during the past year.
Okay, I think it is. I'll just check that. Here are the answers. For you said by, yeah, of. Of is the better choice again. Okay. So
We
like,
have an increase of. I thought that we
yeah,
just use off for the like some words like decrease.
yeah, it can be used with increase as well. All right. It is the better option. All right. So you can see same with number 2, where there is a fall of, increase of. Okay. So those ones usually go together.
Okay.
Usually go together. So of is the better choice. Of is the better choice. Number 5, please. Zung Ha.
Dương Hà ơi. Dương Hà. Yeah, where she is.
Where's she gone? Okay, while we're waiting for her to come back, Nam then. Nam.
I'm here.
Okay,
5,
Nam
right?
can, yeah, number 5. Thank you.
Researchers observe changes in education levels.
In educational levels, researchers observe changes in educational levels is correct. Okay, so that one is in. Okay, Paula.
The survey hopes to track Yes, the survey hopes to track trends. Wait, no. So
Yes, that's right. So far, so good.
The survey hopes to track trends in consumer spending.
Correct. The survey hopes to track trends in consumer spending. In is the correct preposition. Michael.
Yes.
Number 7, please.
The health service spent a total of $2.5 billion last year.
Okay, good. So $2.5 billion. Okay, dollars.
Yeah.
S on the end. That's good. Correct. Thank you, Michael. All right. Of is the correct preposition. Tone, back to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Number 8.
The newspaper saw a drop of 5 in student numbers.
Sorry, I didn't hear the preposition.
Of.
Okay, it is in. In. Yeah. Yeah, in. Okay. The new figures show a drop of 5% in student numbers. In student numbers. All right. Kian.
Yes.
Number 9, please.
Students now have more reading material available to them on the internet.
Okay, you should all have got that one. That's a fairly easy one. On is correct. And 2 was missing before. Zung Ha, are you back?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, Zung Ha, welcome back. Good to have you back. Number 10, please.
More than 54,000 babies were born last year, a rise in 10% on the previous year.
Oh, a rise of 10%. Should be of. Okay, should be of. So I will quickly show you the answers. All right. There has been a slight rise in the number of women employed. Experts expect there to be a fall of approximately 30% over the next decade. On-demand TV has led to a decline in the number of people watching live TV. Number 4, we've seen an increase of only 0.5% during the past year. As I said, these words usually go together. So fall of and increase of usually go together. Researchers observe changes in educational levels. The survey hopes to track trends in consumer spending. The health service spent a total of $2.5 billion last year. The new figures show a drop of 5% in student numbers. Students now have more reading material available to them on the internet. That was the easy one. And the final one, more than 54,000 babies were born last year, a rise of 10% in the previous year. So like I say, some of those are a little bit tricky. Did anyone get 10, by the way? Anyone get 10? Anyone get 9? 9? All right.
I get 9.
You got 9. Well done. Okay, well done. And anyone get 8?
I got 8.
Excellent. So
But that's not
8,
good.
8 or 9 is good. All right. 8 or 9 is about what you guys should be getting. So if you didn't get 8 or 9, I hope you were able to see what the right words were. Okay. So just going back to sharing this with you now. I can see we're not going to get on to the writing task 2. We will do that next time. I meant to mention this before, sorry, phrases to remember to help your talk flow better. So this is something I talked about. When you've forgotten something, say, I'm afraid I can't remember, or I've forgotten that at the moment. Okay, to use a phrase like that during your talk is perfectly okay, because it also shows that you know how to fill a gap when you can't remember, you know which words to use. To avoid hesitation, if you have a short gap in your talk, that is okay, all right? But if you want to say something while you're thinking, a phrase like this is good. Let me see. What is wrong with being famous? Let me see. Let me think about that for a moment. Say something like that. To clarify something you've said, in other words, to make it a little bit clearer, say, by that, I mean, by that disadvantage, I mean. And finally, to refer back to something you said earlier, as I mentioned before, or as I said. So little phrases like this can be very helpful in helping your talk flow. All right, but this first one is a good one, okay? So please don't be scared to say when you can't remember something. If you can't remember something, just say a phrase like this, then just go on. Just move on. Don't let it put you off or make you nervous. So for the last 10 minutes of our lesson this evening, we're just going to look at these idiomatic expressions. So going to start the other end this time. So Michael, can you read the first one for me, please?
Dragging your feet, delaying a decision, not showing enthusiasm.
Enthusiasm is how you pronounce it. Enthusiasm. Good. And you'll notice this word, by the way, is one of these ones where the E gets shortened to an I sound, as in the word it. Okay, it's one of those, yeah. As I'm sure you've noticed already, a lot of letters in some words don't get given their full value. All right, some of them are shortened, and this is one example. Enthusiasm, enthusiasm. Okay, now the interesting part is, can you, Paula, can you give me a sentence using dragging your feet or drag your feet? Can you think of one?
Drag.
All right, meaning delaying a decision or not showing enthusiasm.
I know I should have done my homework,
Yes,
but I'm dragging my feet.
yes. Excellent, Paula. 10 out of 10. Perfect example. Perfect. Okay, well done. Naam, please. Can you read the next one?
Don't cry over spilled milk.
Yes.
When something bad happens and nothing can be done to help it, people say, don't cry over spilled milk.
Yes. Okay. It's
That
another
sounds
way
weird.
of saying if something goes wrong or you make a mistake, don't get upset about it because there's nothing you can do. All right. You've already made the mistake. So please move on. Okay. Move on. Don't get stuck thinking about your mistake. Don't cry over spilt milk. The milk has already been spilt. I assume you all know what I mean by spilt milk. It's already happened. So forget about it. Move on to something else. Zung Ha, can you give me an example sentence, please?
Dương Hảo ơi. Ha. Yes, I don't know why she has some problems with her.
Okay. 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 Hakan.
Okay, so
Hakan,
maybe
can you give me an example sentence using don't cry over spilt milk?
mm, well, let me think.
I'll give
I
you a
think
few seconds to think. Yeah, just give you a few seconds to think. No pressure, Hakan, okay? No pressure. Just think for a few minutes. Remembering that don't cry over spilt milk means forget about your mistake. Move on.
Really, I think I don't know because my idioms are not good.
Okay, okay, that's fine. This is how we learn. This is how we learn. Okay, knock.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, can you give me a sentence, knock?
Um, for the second sentence.
For don't cry over spilt milk.
Okay. So after receiving the bad results of my mathematics exam, my younger brother advised me to not cry over spilled milk.
Okay, knock. I got to give you 99% for that. Okay.
Thank you.
99%. Okay. The only reason I don't give you 100%, and it's a tiny thing. You said your brother said to not cry over spilt milk. An English speaker will usually say not to cry over spilt milk. Okay, it's a tiny thing. So the to and the not go the other way round, usually. So my brother said to me not to cry over spilt milk, instead of to not cry over spilt milk, which, by the way, is also correct. Okay, that's correct. That's not a mistake. But an English speaker will say not as their first word.
Okay, thank you.
All right. But no, that was well done, no? Okay, that was an excellent example. Funnily enough, the example that I was thinking of was very similar to yours, an example about an exam. So that was great. Actually, Nok, you can tell me if I'm pronouncing this correctly. Tien Bot Lum.
Can you say it again?
I said Tien Bot Lum.
Oh, I got it now.
Yeah, did I pronounce that correctly?
What is it?
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Not bad. Okay, not bad. You maybe give me a 7 out of 10 for that. Okay. All right. Where do we get up to? Is Zung Ha back? Zung Ha?
Not yet.
Okay, not yet. Okay. Kian, can you read out this one for me, please?
Yes. Don't wash your dirty laundry in public. I mean, people, especially couple who agree in front of others or involve others in their personal problem and crisis, are said to be washing their dirty laundry in public, making public things that are best left private.
Okay. All right. So I don't think I'll get you to give me an example about this because this is a fairly straightforward one. Just Kian, this word is pronounced crises. Okay. If you see this word here, crises. 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 All right. It is the plural of crisis. A crisis is a bad problem, which you probably know that. So the plural is pronounced crises. Crises. And the last one, tone. The last one, please.
Don't be work. Don't be work is any hard foreign work or task.
Okay. Can you give me a sample sentence, please, tone?
My teacher has given us some donkey works for the summertime.
Oh, not bad, tone. Not bad. Not bad. In practice, you probably wouldn't use it like that. A native speaker wouldn't say that. A native speaker would say something like, today the class all went outside, but I had to stay behind and tidy up the room. I was doing all the donkey work. Okay, so it usually refers to actually doing some sort of hard work or task, but not something like schoolwork. All right, usually something to do with some sort of more physical sort of work, if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, so donkey work isn't usually used. In fact, it's not that I can think of to do with something like academic work, okay, or homework. It's usually to do with some sort of task, such as cleaning a room, doing the dishes, something like that. Some sort of boring task like that. Okay, all right. So we had dragging your feet, right? Means to not show any enthusiasm about something. Don't cry over spilt milk. It's a very common expression in many Western countries. Just means don't cry over your mistake, okay? Get over it, do something else, right? Don't wash your dirty laundry in public is a fairly obvious one. Again, it's usually used to do in Western countries with politicians. And donkey work, just to explain that, means to do any hard or boring work. So everyone, I'll just stop sharing this with you for the moment, and I'll get you to turn your cameras on, please. Those of you that hasn't. Okay, Nok, you and Paula, all I see of you is the top of your heads.
Con bé này hay nhỉ?
I've got very, very familiar with both your haircuts.
Để cho xem Thái này bóng Chán đấy.
Hả? Tại sao lại
Bấm
cái
phản thấy cho xem chán đấy cô ạ.
bóng buồn cười nhỉ? Bóng bỏ cái đầu sao nào? Bóng bỏ để cái thẳng cái iPad làm gì đâu mà không để được. Tại sao cứ phải làm cái việc như thế nhỉ? Nó rất là khó coi.
All right, so that is the end of the lesson for this afternoon. Thank you very much for your concentration and thank you for paying attention. I know that you're paying attention because that's why I will come to you occasionally with random questions. All right, I will use random questions and I will pick one of you at random to answer, and you all do that very well. So thank you for that, for always paying attention. So do you have any questions for me about the things we've covered tonight? All right, so the fame thing was the first thing that we did. Okay, reasons why fame, and I hope maybe you got something personally out of that as well, as it being just a speaking exercise, that maybe you think about, fame can be good. Okay, nothing necessarily wrong with fame, but like I say, it is a drug which can have bad effects as well. And it is wrong, I think, to depend too much on the recognition of other people to help you feel good. You should be able to feel good in yourself without depending on other people. That's a very powerful thing, and that will help you as you go throughout your life, I hope. Just the prepositions, okay, can be a little bit tricky, but just try to make sure when you're reading things, see how prepositions are used, okay, and then the idiomatic expressions. So next week in Western countries, and I guess a little bit in non-Western countries as well, is Christmas, of course. Christmas on December 25th. What happens in Hanoi for Christmas, Michael?
Michael kìa, Michael đúng sống ở phố cổ đó. Michael nói cái gì?
Well, we don't
Anything?
do much.
No.
We don't do much in Christmas, but I do get on the internet and make talk shows on some webs with random people.
Yes.
So I talk about Christmas and I give present with the apps that I got.
Right. Great.
Oh, really? Oh,
That's good. Really? Okay.
Toàn lên mạng
in-
còn làm talk show.
oh,
All right.
okay. Really?
Like,
Nhắn cho bác xem.
yeah.
Hả?
Okay. Nam, in
Yeah.
Hanoi, do you ever see a Christmas tree? Did they ever put up one in a shop
basically it's just a
window,
fake.
something like that?
I think it's basically a fake one because
Yes.
there's always a Christmas tree every year in next to the church on the old streets. But yeah, I think it's the old one, never the real one.
Right. About what percentage do you think of the people in Vietnam are Christians? About what percentage?
30%, 40%.
Wow,
I don't know.
that many. That's a lot.
Không nghiêm lắm thế.
Cháu cũng nghĩ là nhiều không ạ? Bên quanh cháu nhiều lắm. Như bác hàng xóm này cháu cũng theo đạo ấy mà cô.
Oh, okay.
I think that's quite a lot.
That is a lot. That sounds a lot to me. 30, 40%.
I believe it's I overrated.
Right.
I believe it's just only 30, I think. I'm not sure. Not sure about that. It's just 20%.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I think again, sorry to keep you. I'll stop talking in a moment. I think in Western society, Christmas, as I'm sure you probably know by now, is a lot more about commercial things, such as buying and selling presents, giving presents to people, than it is about religious things these days. I think even in a society like New Zealand, where a lot of people would say they are Christian, maybe only less than 10% of people will go to church, much less actually, probably more like about 5 or 6%. But everyone takes part in Christmas because they like the commercial side of it. And the advertisers especially love Christmas because they can try to sell lots of things. So that's what kind of Christmas means these days, sadly. Okay, it's moved away from being a religious festival to being a commercial festival of buying and selling. A little bit like they have, I know they have Singles Day in China, for example, or Black Friday in America, where they just try to sell stuff Christmas is a little bit like that in many Western countries now, which I think is a little bit sad, but however, that's the way it goes. So anyway, thank you all again for being in the class today, and thank you for your hard work. I hope you all have enjoyed the rest of your Sunday afternoon, and I will see you again next Sunday. Any questions, by the way, before I go? Any questions of what we've done? Any questions? No. Okay, so please stay safe. All right, I know there's a lot of COVID around in Hanoi, so please stay safe and be careful, and I'll see you next Sunday. Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye. Bye chào bác.
Ôi,
Con chào
Ông Hà ơi.
cô đây. Sao đấy?
Cháu không biết là như thế nào, nhưng mà hình như tuần sau cháu thi nghề đấy cô ạ. Chủ nhật tuần sau ấy. Cháu không biết là thi sáng hay thi chiều đâu.
Thế à? Thế là đóng tiền rồi hả?
Không, thi nghề ấy, bởi
À, thi
vì
nghề á?
thi
Thế
nghề
à?
luôn đấy.
Thế
Thi
giờ
nghề lấy điểm, bởi vì tuần này vừa ôn xong thì tuần sau chắc là thi, mà cháu không biết là sáng hay chiều thôi.